I've spent years editing long-form video, and honestly, the endless scrubbing and manual labor used to feel more like a punishment than a creative process. The constant hunting for those one or two quotable lines, trimming out every single breath, and manually styling captions turned simple projects into massive headaches. But this past year has changed everything for me because I started testing the new wave of AI video tools that seem designed specifically to steal my workload away. There are apps now that automatically punch in subtle zooms on a speaker's face to up the energy exactly when you need it without you touching a key. We also have services that slap real-time, perfectly styled captions onto your footage that used to take hours of manual labor to craft by hand. Some tools will even clean up eye contact so it looks like the host was staring directly into the lens the entire time, even if they were reading notes. With new tools popping up every single month, it can feel completely overwhelming to know which ones are actually worth your time in 2025. Today, I'm giving you a practical rundown of the tools I tested and why Vizard specifically should be your go-to for turning long videos into consistent shorts. Let's start with the wildest category, fully automatic editors that barely ask for any input from you at all. Tools like Captions AI take raw footage and instantly generate a finished, social-ready piece complete with animated backgrounds and dynamic cuts. These are absolute lifesavers for creators who are intimidated by complex editing software like Premiere and just want something that looks decent in minutes. The trade-off, however, is that you give up quite a bit of creative control, and those automatic choices can often feel a little bit generic. Moving on, we have the miracle fixes for verbal mistakes that automatically remove filler words and those awkward pauses. Some of these apps even offer voice clone style corrections where you can type the right line and the AI synthesizes the speaker saying it. While that's incredibly handy for saving a failed reshoot, there are ethical risks involved if you aren't careful about how you use someone's digital voice. Audio cleanup also deserves a major shout out because if you've ever recorded in a noisy coffee shop, you know how painful background hums are. There are services that will enhance your speech, remove the background noise, and make a messy recording sound like it was captured in a professional studio. For me, this is a non-negotiable step before I start chopping up clips because poor audio kills engagement faster than any bad visual cut. If you hate the tedious mistake removal steps, apps like Gling are total time savers that transcribe your video and delete the junk for you. It detects the false starts, and the dead space between takes in one sweep, cutting down what used to be a 2-hour ritual into just a few minutes. Then there are tools like Firecut, which focus on making your edits more watchable by adding dynamic zooms and inserting B-roll automatically. This is a great finishing touch that makes a long podcast visually engaging for short-form platforms, though it works best as an assistant for your final pass. Opus Clip and similar highlight makers are also essential if your primary job is repurposing long-form content into viral-ready shorts. You feed a long video in, and the AI finds the highest engagement moments, crops them into vertical formats, and adds the right captions automatically. So, where does Vizard fit into all of this noise if there are so many specialized tools available? If you only take one thing away from this video, it's that Vizard is the best single tool for turning long videos into a steady stream of shorts. It nails 3 things that matter: finding viral parts automatically, auto-scheduling those clips so you don't have to babysit a calendar, and managing it all in one place. Other tools might be flashier with single features, but Vizard is the one that lets you run a full repurposing pipeline without juggling 5 different tabs. I once fed a 90-minute interview into Vizard, hit the auto clip button, and came back the next day to find a whole week's worth of content ready to go. Now, it isn't completely flawless, as you might want to nudge the in and out points for emotional beats or review captions for brand-specific phrasing. But for most creators, Vizard cuts the grind down the most because it is faster and cheaper than stitching together a half-dozen different niche tools. In practice, I upload the raw file, let the AI propose clips, skim and adjust the ones that need a tweak, and set my auto schedule to hit my goals. It basically becomes your production assistant, not the whole production, but the specific thing that removes all the tedious grunt work. So, keep a few specialists around for those extreme edge cases, but make Vizard your central engine for discovery and distribution. Bottom line, you don't need to spend all day learning complex apps if your goal is just to be consistent with your short-form content output. Try it on a single long episode and see how many usable shorts you can generate in under 20 minutes. It's honestly a total game changer. Let me know in the comments which of these tools you've tried and what didn't work for you, and I'll drop a walkthrough of how I batch create clips next.